Hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. I'm doing a little bit of maintenance in here, just doing a little bit of randomness because I've not been doing a very good job taking care of certain things, trying to just gather a little bit more throughput out of a few things. And one of which, again, like I've stated a couple of times, is these magical stack inserters on certain things. Now, I've been kind of playing around with them and understanding a couple of things about stack inserters, at least for the general everyday usage person. You're going to want to make sure that whatever you're going to attach them to has the inventory capacity, meaning the ability to eventually hold the amount that this stack inserter can use. So these things are currently capable of holding, well, mine are currently capable of holding 16 items. The thing is, they'll only swing and dump when they have 16 items in them. So when you're playing around doing other little bitty issues, little bitty problems, like say over here on our little planet called Fulgora, if you, let me see, over on, let me see, I think if we come over here and we look at, say, this little line of stuff going by here, a regular, bulk inserter will wait. It will get a few things in its inventory and then go. So if you really wanted to, what you could do is you could trade all of these out for the, just the regular old inserters, and they'd be perfectly fine, considering that they're only picking certain things up, occasionally. The thing is a regular bulk inserter will hold up to 12 items, but it will swing after a certain period of time. So if I wanted to make this guy a little bit more efficient, I could actually set this to say like, 6 or 7 items. We'll just say 5, and now it's going to swing a little bit more often. If I really wanted to be more efficient about it, I could put down the normal inserter, set it to 1, and have it just dump stuff in the system. The thing is, if I put this as a stack inserter, it's going to wait until it accumulates whatever its grabbed item is, and that might be a while on some of the things, which means your belts are going to back up, which means you're probably going to have to send a bunch of these things up to filter. So that's just a kind of a little common sense thought as far as messing around with things. Just trying to get some, what I would call free throughput. I mean, because this is literally free throughput. I mean, look at how much stuff is sitting on these belts now. I mean, there's 32 items per belt segment versus the 8 that was there before, which means you just make a massive amount of throughput and things get a little bit better. So we're currently on novice. I have done a little bit of upgrading once again. We've stuck down a few more of the biolabs, and I might even try to see if I can't get another row in here, but we're starting to get into infrastructure that requires me to move some more stuff that I don't feel like moving right now. I've also been slowly but surely upgrading a couple of the other little things that I can do. So we now have a few of the electromagnetic plants doing a couple of things for us. I've done some rearranging around and again stack inserted and did a whole bunch of stuff. What I'd really like to see, honestly, is a little bit more availability. So like maybe with these things, give me a couple of more, give me a couple of more recipes that I would be using so that I could put these to use in our regular everyday science production. And it's fine. Right now I'm going to be using them for productivity modules, and of course now that we've got a couple of other things done, we're using them to craft all of the circuits on this planet. I think it'd be nice to have a thing that would be able to replace regular assemblers, maybe, with some more of the stuff that they can do, so that you could have a little bit more fun doing simple things like this. Because regardless, science is made in one of these, no matter what. Unless it's, one of the special sciences made off planet, that's how this goes. Sure, we could theoretically change how we're doing low density structures, but that would require me to bring all kinds of different stuff, because I would have to get together molten copper, molten steel, and plastic, and then form that in a foundry, which I don't really feel like doing. And I did a bunch of changes, and now I have a bunch of random junk in my inventory that I don't want or need. But yeah, it'd just be some kind of fun to maybe have some little end game thing that you could reach towards that would eventually let you get rid of a lot of the assemblers. So we could, for that matter, get rid of some of the chemical plants that we have laying about, because the chemical plants can be did I send any of those over yet? I've been working on trying to get a couple of things going. These cryogenic plants, because they're technically chemical plants. So let's go on through a couple of things. I have been upgrading the platforms so that we now have epic thrusters on all of them. The Endurance, the one that is running back and forth between Aquilo and Fulgora, has been a kind of a thorn in my side, because I had built that thing to be a certain speed, which means it's making things at a specific capacity. I've had to change the rockets up so that we now have 6 up here instead of 4 to try to keep up with the current speed at which this one's moving. It's probably moving way too fast, and I'm just going to put it like that. Eagle 5, I think, is running. Well, she just stopped. Who's moving? Is that the only one that's moving? Anyhow, 300 and some odd kilometers a second is a little fast for this one, so it occasionally tells me that things have been, well, it's been running into things, and I need to kind of actually advance the size of the outside of this a little bit, but I kind of keep just checking in on it now and then and watching to make sure that it works. We're kind of have to start working on some more things if we want to continue this series, because theoretically we're a 4 million mile trip times a couple of times to, well, it's actually a lot longer than that, I should say that. Theoretically, all we've got to do is go out here to the shattered planet and collect a bunch of research parts, i.e. the Promethium asteroid shattered parts that are floating around this planet, or what's left of it. If we would just go do that, then we would theoretically have everything done aside from the legendary quality. I'm going to kind of hang off again, like I said, on legendary quality, because it requires a complete rejig of how I'm doing quality, and honestly, it's been more of a thorn in my side than it has been any use. I mean, we're getting some parts, and it's been mainly just for our, you know, our wonderful little platforms. The Odyssey, I've been playing around with it, getting it as good as I think I can get it, and it's required me to, again, rejig a few things, so now we've got Epic turrets all the way around, the Epic collectors. We're still running the regular old rocket launchers and the railgun turrets. I actually need to make a few more railgun turrets because I've managed to smash a few of them. Changed a couple other things. This is sitting tight because I need to make a lot more iron plate with it. It is at the point now, I've tested it multiple times, running back and forth between the Aquilo and the solar system edge. It can get to Aquilo, from Aquilo to the solar system edge, refuel, rejig all of its armor, and float back to Aquilo without taking damage on its own now. It's a little spooky to watch, but it will do it. Click on the button. And that's, again, because I've managed to finally get enough production on certain things. So rockets, I need a little bit more ammo, I think. The point is, well, actually, the problem is I'm not making enough iron. Let me put it like this. We're not making enough iron plate right now to keep up with all of this production because it's using it up in the amount of time it takes to get there. However, doing this one thing again, I have been stacking all of the bullets that I possibly can on the, the rounds on these belts, so that now that belt now holds, where is the button? Something like, yeah, like 4,200 rounds. So 4,200 rounds, it dips about, well, we can maybe run it later on in the episode depending on it. I've got things I want to do today because I want to start preparing for the Promethium Science. That'll dip down to about 2,400 rounds in the trip because of the fact that we're not making enough iron. And it's fine. I'll sort that not making enough iron out in the future episodes. Basically, what I need to do is I need to take all of the bottom section of this ship, basically, and move it down far enough that I can then put another line of these in. So, essentially, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to break up the iron, the copper. I'm probably just going to take the copper off and set it down here somehow, some way, and then double up on the iron production because we do need steel. Now, I am contemplating building another one of these systems here somewhere on this thing. I mean, I could probably actually do like this. If I'm careful, I could probably sneak one in right here, because I want to start running beacons on some of this stuff. And I know it sounds a little nutty. I have 5 of these machines in here right now, and I think the best that I saw over the last however many 10 hours, we can look at some of this in here. It's actually, I love this thing. Where is the number? I need. We were consuming a purple line in here. Can I find the purple line? There we go. So at most, it was consuming about 720 rounds per minute at the most. That's the best that I've seen it do. And I'm able to produce around 500. So we need another 200 rounds per minute to keep up with that. But in order to do that, I need to be able to produce a considerable amount more of the iron that we're messing with. So again, this has been a work in progress. It does have epic engines on it, and this system here is keeping up with these things somehow. I have no idea, but it is. So this whole system, we'll get there. I'm going to be patient with this one because I have a feeling that trip between here and here, regardless of the fact that it's 400 million miles, whatever it is, 4 million miles. Come on, click on the thing. 4 million kilometers, excuse me. It's going to take a while. This takes like 15 minutes. This is going to take like an hour and a half, probably 2 hours. So yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work. And that's probably going to end up being me recording it out there, recording it back, and then trimming that down to whatever it takes, and then, you know, making a time lapse and then just shooting that probably as a video. It's going to be nuts. But to that end, the reasoning why we care about going to the Shattered Planet is so that we can do a bunch of research productivity stuff. Now, this is an interesting process, and what we're going to start into today, so we're just going to do a real quick segue into it, is that I'm going to start prepping for what it takes to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. And by reasonable, I mean I don't want to be sitting here for 8 hours to do 1,200 of that stuff. So let's look at the numbers, and then we can start figuring out, because this is going to have to turn into a cargo rocket, and I'm going to have to add a bunch more of these things in here, which means I'm probably going to have to, I think I can actually move that over. I mean, I can build these however I want to. You can do something silly and move things around. There's going to be a reasonable redesign on this eventually. I just need to get an idea of what it takes to blow through that much stuff without damaging things. So anyhow, to the next layer of science and what I want to kind of worry about. Actually, I probably have to do it up there. Do I have a spare assembler? So a spare assembler, let's go look at this. Our last project is going to be crafted in what, where? So what do we craft that stuff in? It is crafted in a cryogenic plant, which means I need to use one of these. Do I have one up here? I do. I don't. Nice. So that's going to require, click the button, go. So Promethium Science Pack is going to require quantum processors, which we're making on Aquilo. A lot of these from what I've read already. So the teeny tiny asteroid chunks, and something that spoils in longer time or less time than it takes to get from point A to point B. This is going to be the hard part, because it's going to require us theoretically to come all the way back from the Shattered Planet to Novice to be able to do this. Because, I mean, I think we could ship them to Fulgora, but I don't know how I want to. I don't know what happens when you say I want to put a bunch of biter eggs in here. Do the biter eggs despawn and then become biters up here? I mean, maybe that would be a test we should try, because, I mean, I don't know what else to do with it. Maybe that would be an interesting little stupid thing to see what happens, and that's going to be part of what we're going to do, because the biter eggs despawn, or theoretically hatch, into bugs. Do the bugs somehow live up here, or do they end up in here with some kind of a weird little thing that I can't do anything with it? So anyhow, today what I want to do, and I know I've already been kind of prattling for about 15 minutes. Today we need to do the easy side stuff while I kind of continue to work in the background here. To be fair, I'm probably going to go ahead and send this thing back from where it is now just to test it again while we're here, since we can talk about it. I'm going to go ahead, kick you to the other thing it has to do is it has to keep moving, or else it runs out of supplies. You go to the solar system edge again one more time. I need to get a good average number as to what it's going to take. I think it's about 200 kilometers a second is what it runs out max. There's this oddity when running in between planets where this thing doesn't want to go anything over 180 kilometers a second until it gets to a certain distance away, and then it kicks up to 200. So once we get to the other side of it, it does some goofy stuff. So these guys are running, I think, at efficiency maxed, right? There's some interesting numbers that I've started to learn about here with these, and it's the fact that you can kind of play with these a little bit and make their efficiency better if you care, but you'll run slower. So I wanted to try to just make as much stuff as possible. Anyhow, so our big goal, excuse me, while I keep getting sidetracked playing with things. The big goal today is that I need to get bottled fluoroketone to the to this planet here, because we need to be able to make the portable biter spawners. I want to place about 4 or 5 of them right here so that we can, well, keep biter eggs reasonably close to a way to launch them. Our current biter egg facility production is over here, and we're currently making something like 20, like 30 a minute, which isn't amazing. So we'll have to do a little bit better work on this. Plus, I kind of want to get rid of this because I'm wasting certain things flying stuff all the way over here. So first things first, we need to do the thing that I didn't want to do, which is get fluoroketone cold bottled, which I'm already doing, and sent over here. So that's just a simple line of making sure I have stuff being delivered to certain areas. So we go from endurance. Endurance should be collecting, what do we have it set to? 100. All right, so then we'll take those. I'm going to go at Fulgora here and go back over to the main base area. And this is where I wish these things could talk to each other. I would like 100 of those, because if I could just have 2 ships meet in orbit, I wouldn't have to waste all of the back and forth between 2 things. Give me 100 of those. Thank you. And then when we get to you, you need to, do we have space in you? Barely. You, I want you to pick up 100 of them as well. Keep 100 on you. It's going to suck because it's a whole line of stuff that I got to keep. And then once we get to Novice, I don't think we have any of those sitting here just yet, do we? No. So we're going to have to wait on that. You, where is it? There, and 100, go. And now we sit and wait on all of that to accumulate and, you know, be able to make us some parts. So I think the next step, I guess while we're here, we can go ahead and make the thing that will do the work. So grab one of those, put it right here, and you are going to be, where are they? What do you craft those in? Oh. Okay, well, that's fine. That needs to be a cryogenic plant. I don't know if I have any of those here. We should look. Apparently we do. Somewhere we have some. Nice. Okay, cryogenic plant. We'll just go ahead and do that again, kind of right here. And just, I guess, do that. Cool. So you are biter spawner. The thing is, again, these rot as well. Yeah. So we'll only make, like I said, probably 4 or 5 of them, I think, is all I'm going to make. So, actually, I'm just going to do this, and I didn't want those. Oh, shoot, I screwed up. Get out of there, please. And I need you to do that. All right, so those will load up. They'll get a few of those going, and then we're going to wait for the fluoroketone cold to get over here. Odyssey is heading. It's doing pretty good. I mean, I think we could do a little better on making sure this thing does what it needs to do. I didn't want to have too much surface area over here. I've hung a fair amount of rocket launchers on the front of it, and it's managing to keep up just barely at times. So I just got to keep watching and making sure, you know, things are still working. I should probably put another one like right there. I need to get some space up in here, but as long as it can make it. It gets really spooky once it gets towards the end because it's just so many of these medium-sized rockets or medium-sized asteroids. All right, did you dump your stuff? Okay, you dumped your stuff. All right, we need a unbottling machine. So we'll plunk one of those down right here. And then I want you to request Oh, shoot. I should do the thing then. That sucks. I really don't want to do this because the thing is I'm making barrels on this planet. So this is going to require me to figure out a loop here. Give me a second. Let's check on this and we'll think about it. I realize I got sidetracked a little bit in there. The reasoning why I wanted a little bit of beacons is because I could shrink up some of this stuff quite a ways and produce a whole heck of a lot more. If we're looking at our current science production up here, we have beacons on something that looks kind of like this. So like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 assemblers total running a bunch of beacons that are producing a massive amount of the regular, or I should say the whatever, what is this stuff called? The piercing rounds magazine. And these I have the copper and I have the steel up there. It might be worth our time to try to build just this little thing on that platform. I know this takes up a kind of a fair amount of space, but if I could get it to do it, can I copy? I don't know. Come on, Control Z. Let's go. If I could do something like this, that would produce, I forget what this is capable of. So we need a little bit more. But the thing is you're increasing your DPS by a considerable amount. So it's, I forget what it is. It's like 20% more. So a 28.8 physical versus the, like less than 20 physical. So it's pretty good. Anyhow, so we need to unbottle this while we're sitting here thinking about it. I want those. Sure, 10 is fine. You're going to unbottle it, and we're going to turn you that direction. You're going to get... I don't know how I want to do this. I think what I'm going to do is... You know what? We're not going to worry about it right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in a bucket. I'm going to let it do that because I only want like 5 or 6 of these things. There's one. How about we make, we'll make 6. 5, just take that out so it can't do anything else. Okay. Oh, I guess we had 7. Well, then make 8 then. Alright, so I was gonna say that's fine. If nothing else, we can make a few more. I want you guys to stop hauling those over here, please. That can stay in there. And these need to get put somewhere else. Doesn't matter where, just put them somewhere else. Of course, they put it right back where I told them to put it, but even though I didn't want them in there, put them somewhere else. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to... These are going to need fed almost instantly. And they're going to need the stuff removed from them, and we're going to need to be able to protect ourselves from them. So we have 30 minutes to figure out how we want to do this. So I think... Testing is in order. Can I pick the thing up? No. Okay. And then I need a... We're going to fill... We'll fill from the inside here. Don't screw these up. And any old belt works. It's fine. Out. I know you guys are hungry. I'm sorry. You'll be fine in a second. How long have you got? I guess we'll find out. So then these are going to output that way. I know I could probably do this a lot more efficiently, but I don't care. The surface area doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is to protect ourselves in case something happens. These things will blow up into behemoth biters. These turn into the green ones. So okay, you guys need to start eating stuff. And of course I don't have those. Where's the nearest spot? Oh, we're just missing it by that much. Then go over there. It's fine. Little nerve-wracking. Okay. And then we put one of these down. You guys should be happy. So all I need is one of those. About there. Oh, come on. Come on, bring them some food. What do you mean I don't have any of that? Oh, shoot. They hauled it all off. Get that out of there, please. I'm just going to let this one de-evolve, I guess is what you call that. Come on. We're yellow. They need to get fed. Wow, are you kidding me? Okay, they're getting better. Huh. Okay, I don't really know why the heck I'm out of that stuff. I should have a whole bunch more. I may end up with a nasty mess on my hands. Lovely. You guys need to come up here because we're going to have to do two things. We're going to have to do a collection facility that also has a lot of turrets, because these will spawn out into the regular bugs. But I just wanted them kind of close. So we'll share this many turrets again, just in case. And then these can be put into storage here, like so. I do enjoy the fact that they were kind enough to give us some stuff. Yeah, I know. You guys are starving, and these are going to pop pretty soon. Maybe. I don't know. Oh. Okay. Wow, those are portable spawners then. Really? That's... Hey, modders. You now have an in-game way to move spawners around. I'm okay with that. I'll wait on them to come back and just spray them with the things that I have over here. These right there. That's fine. I can deal with that. Sweet. Okay. So yeah, as soon as we get a little bit of food here, we'll start fixing them. That's fine. I can do that. That's perfectly okay. All right, give me a second. I'll sort this mess out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that should be the end of this. There's another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. That's actually kind of cool that you can, if you wanted to, make a little biter arena thingy if you wanted to, because you could just move these however you want to move them, and then you can store these. So again, math that is kind of awful, I guess I should look at it. Odyssey made it. You need to probably turn around and come back. We'll grab one of these and put it on for now. Because, again, we're going to look at this very quickly. Promethium Science packs are going to take 10 biter eggs, 1 quantum processor, and 25 asteroid chunks to produce 10 Promethium Science packs. We need to do... what did I want to do? I think this is the only thing behind that. The first one is 1,200, which means we need 120 of all of those things. Well, we need 120 biter eggs in order to be able to make that stuff. Biter eggs, what I'm going to try to figure out is how to despawn these without... There's a way to sort, and it's kind of annoying, and it's based on time. So we'll have to kind of fiddle with that here in a little while, but there is a way to sort them out and be able to despawn these things safely by turning them into nutrients. Just a little sidebar from Frogman. In the future, while I'm sitting here watching a bunch of very rotten or very almost off eggs go off and turn into a bunch of bugs, if you set it up so that you don't pull any of the eggs out of the spawner, they don't get the little thing that says I'm getting ready to, well, start hatching. So maybe I want 10 of these so that I can have 1,000 on hand at any given time, and I just keep, I don't know, 50 or 100 of these in a box and not worry about it. So I'm kind of despawning them and taking care of them and doing whatever. But yeah, if you set up some logic so that it's looking at an inventory and not dumping things when it doesn't need to, then you don't have to worry about the problem in the first place. Food for thought for later. There is an achievement in here. Travel 10,000 kilometers towards the shattered planets. Travel 30,000 kilometers towards the shattered planet. 60,000 kilometers towards the shattered planet. Let's go to 60,000 to end it, since it should be able to do it. And we see how ugly this is going to be. Because I'm expecting it to be nothing but the big asteroids. Oh, look, they're already there. Really? Hang on a second. Stop. Can you get close enough I can shoot you? Yes, you can. Can you get close enough we can get some of you? Maybe. Yes. Okay, so that means we don't have to go all the way there to do that. Ah. Alright, well, I believe I had something set up specifically for that, and I don't have it set up there anymore. Do these things stack? I mean, if that's the case... Oh, they don't. Oh, they don't. Well, I was going to say 60,000, 10,000, and whatever. No, I'm going to take this and go load up an entire inventory full of this stuff, and, we'll see what happens. Keep going forward, Odyssey. We're reasonably safe right now. We have lots of ammunition. And I am going to pause thrust right there so that I don't wreck any of those. They should be able to pick most of that up. There's 10,000 kilometers. Please pick up all of those asteroids. Go forward a little bit. Pick them up. Pick up all that goodness. We like candy. We may not have to go to the Shattered Planet at all. I do want to do all the things. I want to do all the stuff in this one, at least for that matter. But we have hit endgame where things are just kind of piddling along, doing little random things like this. So go ahead and move forward. We should be able to plow through that. How much do we have now? Alright, we're getting there. Hit it again. Man, look at all this stuff. Okay, I need to set up some logic here because I don't have the logic built in for that. We're going to do this and this. And I accidentally took a rocket out of that one. You're going to only use this. And give me those back. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. You guys are going to go to here. And I want you guys to... Oh, shoot. I guess I should have brought some more of those. Shoot. Whatever. So, what I want to do with these, I suppose, while we're still sitting here, we're going to look at this. Those, I want them to be, if they are greater than 10. Copy, paste, turn, turn. How many do we have now? We have an almost full inventory. Well, we made it to 16,000 kilometers, and we're slowly sliding backwards towards Aquilo. Go back to Aquilo. Actually, go back to Novice. No, no, no. Stop, 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 stop. Go away. Go back to Novice. Just take all that to Novice right now. We'll get a little bit more, probably. Novice. Go. Alright, so we're headed away from that area now, at least, so that the asteroids should calm down just slightly. We might be able to get a few more of them picked up, maybe. They're working real hard. Anyhow, we'll let her roll back to Novice with a boatload of goodness, and then we'll see about doing some stuff. I do apparently have to feed a couple of my critters because they're, for whatever reason, not being fed. Why are there 13 in there? Here, eat. I told this to pick up a little bit more, so we should be good to go on that. I might need to tell it actually like 500. And you do 100. They eat a lot. How many eggs have we got now? Lots. Okay, good. I mean, you don't necessarily need this many eggs, and we're going to be using eggs for other things. It's fine. It's all right. It doesn't matter. We're good to go. Okay, so we now have a, well, once they get some food in them. Where is it? Is it here? It's here. Okay, so their food is coming just shortly. Right? Just spit it all out. Thank you very much. Here comes their little food, so they'll be happy. They'll go bloop. Happy little bug spawners making eggs for us that we can then, you know, try to murder ourselves with. Anyhow, I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to build some Promethium Science, hopefully. And, yeah, I'm going to actually probably have either... Seriously? You've been doing just fine this whole time. Shoot. Whatever. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. This is the nuttiness that is this mess.